Hi, my name is Maria Lariva, and today I have something that has been popping up every second since yesterday, and it's that thing about budget. You're gonna go and buy a house, and the first thing that the realtor asks you, what is your budget? You're gonna buy a car, and the first thing the salesman asks you, or salesperson asks you, is what is your budget? My what Do you know what I thought about when I think about it? It's like the budgets, it's always limiting you. You just have a certain amount and then you can only spend that certain amount. Then of course, I know many of you that don't believe much in energies and all that, but actually you do create your reality, and with whatever you have you create your reality. And I'm gonna make you change your mind with a story that happened to me. So of course I go and I looked at my budget, because every sane and normal person in this world actually would say, what is your budget? You can only buy a car that you can afford. And that's in this reality. It is true in this reality. So there I was, looking at my bank account, and I said, well, I can change. I had a Lexus SUV, and I said, oh my God, I'm gonna go down, because what I can afford now, that was about 3 years ago. What I can afford now would be a Ford Explorer. And I wanted an Explorer first because I horseback ride. So supposedly all people that horseback ride need an SUV. So that was my budget, and that was my conclusion. So look how budgets and conclusions really closed you up in a box, because what happened was completely the opposite. So remembering what happened, and actually what I wrote in my own book, that I forgot my own theory for a few days. I said, now what is going on? Because it wasn't coming so easy. And there was something, blocking that, and I couldn't understand what it was, because everything usually flows so easy for me. And I wasn't understanding why was it that buying my Ford Explorer was being so difficult. And so the next day, my ex-husband calls me and says, look, Maria, I have to give some advice, and I don't know what it was, something with the Mercedes dealership. And I told him if I could trade with him, and he said yes. So the trade was actually that he was going to receive the Mercedes by the price that the Mercedes bought, the car dealership bought the Mercedes for. So, and you know what? It was exactly the same amount of what a Ford Explorer costed. So you see how I was completely limiting myself from that. As soon as I opened myself up and I said, okay, universe, which this is the question that I asked, and I'm going to pass it on to you, which was my secret. It's not a secret anymore. Was universe, what is the car that would be a contribution to me and to my daughter? I always include my daughter, because my daughter is little, and she's actually living with me, and I have to take care of her. So I always include in her what has to do with the house and with a car. So you see how I ask an open question. Universe, what is the car that is going to be a contribution to me? Or find me the car that would be a contribution to me and to my daughter. And so there I was in the Mercedes dealership looking for a car, and I found my beautiful car. I love it, and it was a Mercedes. And in reality, I opened up all my receiving. I received more than I could ever imagine, and I ended up with a gorgeous, luxurious and beautiful car. So what is your budget? That is so out of style. Just pick what you want. Ask the universe, actually. Ask the universe what car would be a contribution to you, what house would be a contribution to you, because this house that I live in, it's the same thing that before. Let me just show you. This is my living room, and I'm just here on my little living room. Well, it's the fancy living room, and I'm still hanging pictures. And that's my dining room, and then over there, you guys have seen it before. So this is how it works. Ask open questions. Ask the universe as if it was the billionaire daddy that gives you anything. And then you will get more than what you can imagine. So I send you a big hug, a big kiss from me. Thank you very much for listening.